Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Trading Bitcoin with your host Tone Base. I am joined by Joe Saz. Like it's obvious that I'm like tired and exhausted, but since I've been at this conference in Athens, I literally got to Athens, worked like 2 days nonstop, the conference for 2 days nonstop, and I got one day tomorrow to see maybe one or two sites, and then I'm off. I don't even want to say where I'm going to because I'm going there for work, and I'll have no time to meet anyone. But I will be going to Amsterdam, but it's not even Amsterdam. I'll be in like Rotterdam, but I'm not gonna see anyone because I got a bunch of stuff I got to deal with. So since I have no idea what the hell happened at all of these exchanges, I brought on Joe Saz to tell us all about it. Joe, how you doing, man? Enjoyed Bali?
Yeah, dude, I'm like, still, I miss it. It was such a good life for such a good period of time there. It was an amazing time, man. Never gonna forget it.
Awesome. Hey, glad you could make it out. All right. So, where do we begin? Do you want to talk about Bitsy? Do you want to talk about Deribit, or do you want to talk about BitMax?
I mean, the two that I was watching, I actually had to turn to BitMEX because, um, Bitsy was going haywire. We could start there because that's like, I think where the funniness begins. They had a pop to 15,000, which is kind of different than what happened on Deribit. Deribit had a dump to like 82 flat. So I remember I messaged you, man. I shorted $15,000 Bitcoin, and it put my order in at like $7 billion somehow with the liquidation price of like 150 mil, and then yeah, some exchange magic happened, and I ended up getting liquidated somehow. But they ended up reimbursing me. It was just all kinds of mayhem. But as a trader, couldn't walk away from that exploit. As I couldn't at least try.
All right. So, let's go to screen share. I mean, we'll take a look at the price as well. So I am once again, like every week, I am Twitter public enemy number one. In the last 24 hours, I'm a Twitter public enemy number one again, because with all this fallout and exchanges, I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to show the affiliate codes because of BitMax, everyone's going to be redoing their accounts anyway.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's a shit show perfect for the crypto space. Like this is why I don't trade crypto, because like like it's like amateur hour at every exchange. I can't, man. Like I never hear these problems at like interactive brokers where I actually trade. Let's just go to Twitter.
Yeah, I don't know if that screenshot will still be up, but BitMEX, what were they saying? Panic, like, pull your Bitcoin.
I can pull that out. Well, we're gonna talk about that after, man. I think you sent it to me. Who sent it to me?
There's someone in the chat. It wasn't me, but man, there was a lot going on yesterday. And like I said, I was watching Deribit and Bitsy at the same time. I was watching Coinbase, but then it froze up, and I switched to BitMEX, where at least I saw 9,000 Bitcoin still, and I was like, all right, there's something, I don't know what can be done at this point. Every exchange was going.
Which chat was it in? Was it in our Bali chat? Oh yeah, here it is.
Yeah, I think Bali chat.
Yeah, that shit was funny. I mean, we're gonna talk about Bitsy, but yeah. So it looks like BitMax had a disgruntled employee. This is hilarious, man. Look at
I know, dude. Oh man.
that. So were they? Anyway, listen. We'll get to BitMax in a minute. So, man, this is just like you really can't make this shit up. So, what happened at Bitsy? Let's start with Bitsy. We'll do Bitsy first. We'll do Deribit second, and then we'll close out with BitMax. Wait, that's not really working. Um, I guess I should go to Bitsy official account, right?
Yeah. Might be Bitsy.com, yeah.
There it is. Um, really, Bitsy? Don't you have an exchange to run? All right. Okay, so what was the screw up there?
I want to say, I can pull it up right now. Let me, it's probably, I want to say 6 p.m.-ish.
6 p.m.
Yeah, right about there. I can get you an exact number.
Yeah, but I don't have like an account there, so should I just still go to Bitsy and like take a look at
Yeah,
the
view
prices?
exchange. You'll see that it's a little different of a wick now. And my screenshots won't work without blurring some stuff out. But 5:15 p.m. is about when things
Well,
started.
you should do like a screen capture thing. Like you can like drag it and screen capture whatever you want. But anyway, can I see live charts without being logged in?
Yeah, you should be able to. I thought in the top they'd have view exchange or something. Um,
Yeah, you would think so, wouldn't you?
I mean, I'm often viewing the exchange and not logged in. Oh, go to exchange. Go down to company. And then all the way down, there's exchange in the bottom middle. That might help.
Got it.
5:15 Eastern, and that would be I guess 9:15 UTC.
Oh, so I just saw that thing. Huh? Let me go back. Look. Today, we're happy to announce we're joining hands with Brave New Coin to initiate the composite index. So after the screw up, I guess they decided to join the Brave New Coin Liquid Index, which is probably what Deribit's doing, or at least is thinking about it.
Yeah, I know they were complaining about the Coinbase API that caused everything to make that. So here's that move right in the middle of your screen.
So you shorted this move.
It actually went higher. I could send you the screenshots, but it went all the way as high as 15K. And
How long did it stay at 15K?
it was stuck there for I want to say maybe a few, like at least 15 or so minutes, because
What?
yeah, someone messaged me and then I like looked at my computer, jumped, and I saw that and then like I said, Coinbase was frozen at around 9,000, and then that's when I was also watching Deribit, and they were taking a dump, and then what was it? BitMEX. That was like the only one that I could rely on, and that was showing 9,100. A little bit of action going on, a lot of liquidations. I mean, it was pretty hot, but they weren't, going crazy like, these price swings. But yeah, I shorted 15,000, and it was. I could send you the screenshot, but we'll need to blur some stuff out. I probably should have come prepared with that, but it was good, man.
No, it's all good. Like I'm not prepared at all. I mean, people. So I see a comment here. A little preparation before live stream goes a long way. That's because you weren't, didn't spend the last 8 hours at a conference, like explaining to people what a blockchain is, and that's what I did each of the last 2 days. So like people have no idea that I'm actually like people have no clue that I actually work a good 12 hours a day. It's just really annoying, but follow me with a camera around, you'll see. 80% of my life is like what Andreas Antonopoulos does. Only like 20% is price stuff.
Yep.
Anyway, okay, so what caused that? Like it looks like a volume spike, so somebody did like market buy, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like I was kind of hoping. I thought I was gonna retire. You know what I'm saying? Like people were buying that. There was a lot of action going on. I could tell you the numbers here. I bought a number of contracts, but it estimated the value of my order at $7.7 billion at a price of $15,000. And my liquidation price was 152 mil, 0.7 mil. And there was liquidity. There was a good chunk of liquidity at 15K flat. So there's definitely someone chasing the book at that price. But yeah, it was just like that was Bitsy. I mean, it took a jump to the upside. There is volume, uh, and like I said,
So what happened? So did they let you keep your trade? What happened?
no. So when I entered that trade, it automatically liquidated me. So
What?
I was like, yeah,
Why?
I don't know, man. That's why I was like, I immediately sent the screenshots over, but I was like, man, dude, this is like the trade of a lifetime right here, and it automatically liquidated me on the spot. And so then I took a screenshot of the trade, and like, there's absolutely no reason it should have been liquidated, of course, even at 100x. Um, but anyways, dumped right down, and then it hit a low of I don't know if you could see there, man. I gotta send you these screenshots then. Um, but yeah, it hit a low of 6,500. It went from 15,000 to 6,500. If I wouldn't have been liquidated on that entry, then that would have been like a multi-billion-dollar trade.
What was what leverage did you use? Can you say like 50?
Yeah, I was using like 36x leverage. That was basically what I was ready. I've been waiting for the right candle to jump in on to just make a nasty trade. I wanted to come out of Bali, like, watching the market for a little bit, then like come hit a good trade hard. And so I was like stacked with the 36x leverage. So, had a good number of contracts there. And yeah, like, I wish it didn't liquidate me, man. And I wish I could have closed it out at 6,500. Oh man, that would have been too funny. That would have been too funny. I'm like joking that that would have been a billionaire Joe today.
Yeah, dude. So let's do the math here, right? So let's do even if you do 30x leverage, right? God, the last thing I should be doing is math. So if you're on 30x leverage and you shorted at, let's say you did one Bitcoin, right? Like, I'm just using round numbers here, right? So let's say you shorted one Bitcoin at 30x leverage at 15,000 and it goes to 6,000, right? So it falls like 66%. So that means if it fell 100%, you would have made 36 Bitcoin off of one Bitcoin. So in this case, it didn't fall all the way there. It only fell 2/3 of the way. So instead of 36 Bitcoin, you would have made like 18 to 20 Bitcoin on that move.
You can I sent you the screenshots. You can't share them, but you can at least see what I'm talking about. You can see the flash up to 15, where I shorted. You can see my entry that it gave me, and then you can see where it dumped to, and that would have been like, that would have been a very happy. You could see the $7.7 billion entry on
Oh,
accident there.
jeez.
Yeah, dude, those are like, man, all those numbers are real. That was all. I took the snippets as it was happening. I was like, I can't believe this, man. This is. I got to make sure I document this for, and I'm glad I did.
Oh, man.
Yeah, $7 billion short, $7.7 billion short at 15,000 down to 65. That would have been. I would have been attending you know, every crypto conference at that point.
All right. All right, so that didn't work out. Anyway, I'm sure you'll be dealing with BTC in the near future over that mess.
Yeah, it's just at this point more of a laugh than anything else.
All right, now let's talk there a bit.
Deribit. So again, I think the thing that everyone is pointing their finger at is Coinbase. The story I'm hearing is Coinbase API went down to 4,000. So anyone that was using Coinbase as part of their aggregated, perpetual chart, gave out an anomaly. And that's what was so interesting to me, is that on one exchange we had a flash up to 15K, and on one exchange we had like a flash down to, I think, 82 flat. But both exchanges seem to have worked hard to mend things. Obviously, Deribit, I think, refunded everyone who was liquidated. And I think they even, but if anyone traded it, they let you keep your trade. So that's the only downside. I wish I would have kept my trade on Bitsy, but yeah. So Deribit flashed down to 82, and yeah, they made things right. Everyone came out and pretty much said the same thing. It was Coinbase's fault, and
Yeah, but
they
I thought that I can't seem to pull up the prices on there a bit, but it was Coinbase Pro
yeah.
where the price on Coinbase Pro went down to below 4,500.
It wasn't visible in the charts. That's what I'm saying. It was like an
No,
anomaly
so
somewhere.
somebody sent me a screenshot, and they're like, "Hey, Tone, you just won your bet against Rand because we fell to below 4,500."
I guess you did. I could show you the chart here. And this is the data that I have available. Um, Let me know if you want me to screen share this, but um, this is the data I have available, which is completely lacking a number of 15-minute candles, about 4 or 5, and so maybe that could be where some people were able to see it, some people weren't. But again, Coinbase cleared their books, so we're right back to where we started at, like a number of weeks ago when Coinbase cleared the books, where we could see kind of where people are stacking their orders. And right now, like, yeah, so I want to get back to the Zoom so I can see what you're showing here. Um, but it looks like you don't have a depth chart. Um, Here, let me screen share Coinbase Pro real quick.
Yeah, take over if you want to do screen share.
All right. It says I can't start it while someone else is going.
Oh, there you go.
All right. So here's the depth chart zoomed all the way out, and you can see this is the books have been wiped clean. We're flat after the mid 8,000s. Basically flatten out into the 7,000s where we spent a little bit of time and then we just go flat. So Coinbase wiped their books. This is kind of interesting. I mean, we're only at, I think it's kind of dangerous, just as dangerous as reporting false numbers. Here's the time of the anomaly. So you could see the data is just not there in the charts.
Oh, so they just deleted it.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
because somebody showed me a screenshot where it went down to like 4,250.
Yeah, that's I was completely locked out, frozen out, stuck. There's nothing I could do about it. Even looking back on their charts over here, I mean, we got nothing. We got nothing. No data. Revealing a flash to 45 at all. So I
Yeah,
mean,
so basically, from what I understand, Coinbase Pro crashed to below 45, and that completely screwed all of the indexes that were using it. And the irony of it all is that this happened on the last day of the month, right? So I think the contracts were like settling.
yeah, and also people like the reason why I jumped on that 15K Bitcoin was because of that one Reddit prediction. Have you seen people posting and swinging that around Twitter?
Yeah, but that's
So
nonsense.
I know but that's what I'm saying. I was like, oh man, some peeps are like getting a little too serious about this Reddit future post or whatever, this time travel or whatever it is. And so like when I saw that, I was like, oh man, I have to, like, I could not short that. So when I saw 15K, it was like the funniest thing in the world. Um, but yeah, I mean, this is an interesting anomaly. It's like two exchanges, took two turns in the opposite direction. Obviously, Bitsy had the most dramatic swing to the upside, followed by, as you saw in the screenshot I sent you, it moved all the way back down to 6,500, where it bottomed out. And then on Deribit, it was as simple as just breaking down to 8,200. And like I said, everyone seems to have been made right. Uh, I can't say everyone, but I could say it seemed like they've put out the press releases, and everyone that contacted me saying, "Yo, Joe, what the heck? You know what's going on?" Everyone that I've been speaking to about this has said that they were compensated. So, you got to give credit where credit's due. You also got to understand this is a crazy space. I mean, I don't understand. They were saying that there's supposed to be safeguards preventing an anomaly like that from affecting their aggregated price, but I guess none of that stuff worked on those two exchanges.
Well, yeah, that's because you gotta like if you're gonna build an index, you gotta have fail safes for bad data. I mean, this was my job on Wall Street. I did a lot of work on figuring out, which data is an anomaly, which data is irrelevant, and then we have to go and manually analyze it. We ignore that data, but then we manually analyze it. What if it's correct? And it has to go back in. And clearly, whoever was building an index using Coinbase Pro in it, they just didn't have any fail safes for potentially bad data. And hopefully they'll use better ones. All right. I'm sorry, man. I'm actually falling asleep, so this is going to be short, but we do have to look at the price as well. So now let's bring us to BitMax. So I have no idea what that'll happen, but clearly they just doxed every single email that's on their platform, which is like a million users.
Yep.
Yeah, but like, did they dox their passwords too?
I don't think it was passwords, and I don't think it was all of their users, because they said that they're reaching out to people, and I didn't catch my email in that. So I think it's possible it could have been a ton. I don't know if it was all, but maybe it was. I can't imagine why it wouldn't be all. But yeah, I didn't get that email. Not that I trade on BitMEX, but once upon a time, I should still be on their emails. So yeah, that BitMEX had some drama.
So have you been paying attention to the news? So were they hacked, or was it a disgruntled employee?
I've heard both. I mean, one person, right underneath that tweet, it says hacked. And I felt like that was kind of someone's way of regaining control. But whether I don't have certainty if it was a disgruntled employee or if it was a actual hack. Either way, it's just as funny to me that someone said that from their account. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of BitMEX anymore. So I mean, I thought it was the funniest thing, and I've been saying I don't really trust BitMEX anymore now that the CFTC is after them.
Yeah, and again, this is why, and people are giving me a hard time about showing affiliate codes, but here they are because I don't really care. And the thing about affiliate codes is that it's a way to, contribute to your content creators without you having to pay them, right? Like I don't understand the hate of someone like me offering people affiliate codes, because if I create a Patreon, you have to pay me directly. If you use an affiliate code, you don't have to pay anything. The company would pay a percentage. So either, and I have a new one now, Bybit, just created that one. Like, for example, with Bybit, instead of the company making, actually, I'm not even sure what my affiliate gives me, but let's say it gives me 15%, right? Let's split the middle here. So instead of the Bybit, the company, getting 100% of your fees, they get 85% and I get 15%. Like, I don't understand the hatred. Like, even if it's at the worst possible time, like, people are going to be creating new accounts. Like, everyone is addicted to trading. You're not going to stop because BitMEX doxed your email. Like, hell, you should have had a more cryptic email. Like, don't use your first name dot last name, for God's sakes, at any of these things. You should have had like a cryptic email that doesn't identify it as you. And like, I don't care what gets hacked as long as my Bitcoin is safe. And your Bitcoin isn't safe on an exchange to begin with. So what the hell's the difference?
Yeah, I'm going to agree. I don't think there should be any downside of an affiliate code. I see a 50% off a VPN service there. I mean, if anyone's complaining, they're complaining about the wrong thing.
But anyway, that's the insanity of the situation. But yeah, this is the day to promote affiliate codes because everyone's going to be switching exchanges. Like, if this isn't a good time, when is a good time? If you don't like this shit happening, don't trade. Don't trade in crypto. This is totally expected. Yeah. If you don't want this to happen, go trade at, I'm not going to name exchanges, but go trade at a traditional broker that is user friendly. Well, like, again, I just don't get it.
No, you're
Uh,
right. This is stuff that's native to crypto. We've seen this before, and that's why like I was like fully ready to exploit a $15,000 Bitcoin. Like this is stuff that we jump on as traders. Like we see this, we're on market watch. When we see a trade of a lifetime, we take it. It doesn't matter. It's you take what you can get, and at the time, that was what I could get. Um, but yeah, I'm actually curious. We were both in Bali, I think, or maybe you had just left Bali after that pump to 10.5.
oh no, no, I wasn't in Bali during the pump. I was in
Yeah, I think
Bali during the crash. I
yeah.
was on the airplane, or I was already in Singapore when the pump was happening. Actually, I was in Singapore because like I gotta stop doing this to myself. Like literally the day after Bali, I'm in Singapore speaking at Traders Fair with Socrates. And I remember we were like at Traders Fair speaking, and Bitcoin pumps to like 9. And then I think we're at dinner or we're going to dinner, and I'm like, or well, wherever it was. I think I was about to present or something, and I'm like, hey Socrates, did you see Bitcoin broke 10,000? He thought I was joking, and I'm like, no, it just did, because like we're literally at a conference, and when you're at a conference, you're like, you don't know what's going on because like 100 people are coming up to you asking questions about everything.
Yeah, it takes away from the trade for sure, and it's sad that I got to miss a lot. I missed most of that. I was still in Bali and still being social. So yeah, you're right. I mean, it takes a lot, but
Yeah,
you know,
like a lot of people that are like they just don't like they can't comprehend the fact like, well, how come Tone doesn't trade? Well, Tone only looks at the price of Bitcoin during a live stream. I actually have shit to do at all other times, because my life isn't about the price of Bitcoin. The price of Bitcoin is not that relevant to me. However, I do have an expertise in trading, so I might as well monetize my other life of actually explaining what Bitcoin is to everyone. But anyway, enough complaining. Here's the weekly chart, and the like everything is neutral right now. Like I wouldn't be trading this market even if I was trading. The green two has not yet got above green one, and it's in a really weird state. And I have no idea. You've probably thought about it way longer than me. What the hell caused this 2 day pump? Like I don't know.
it wasn't quite a 2-day pump. It did happen over a 15-hour period, ending on one day, leading into the next. So I wish it was more visible as one candle, and a 2-day doesn't help. But it's basically a 15-hour period of time where we pumped. And my best explanation, and I've been where my head is. I think it has to do with the crypto capital CEO getting arrested, and this possibly being a tether exodus. And at least in part having to do with this run, because again, they're saying that about there was a 50 billion valuation increase in the crypto market as a whole, and there's only 4 billion tether. So I mean, I can't imagine that there's one person to blame or one party, let's say, to blame for this, but I definitely think that that's an important variable worth considering. But going sideways like this, and kind of consolidating above the 200-day moving average, fighting to maintain the nines, it makes me feel like the Bears are in control. I've been back from Bali now since, on market watch since Monday. I personally haven't made any trades other than that one where I tried to short 15K Bitcoin and failed, apparently, due to the
Hey,
exchange
so why do
mayhem.
you think the Bears are in control? I mean, right now, this still looks fairly positive to me. This is the daily chart. We are above the 200-day moving average. We're bouncing off of it. Also looks like we're making a bullish flag pennant. Uh, well, like the chart isn't looking bad. It's not screaming new all-time highs either.
Mm.
But right now, if we get a green two above a green one tomorrow, it's bullish.
Yeah, yeah. I'm definitely willing to change my mind here. But the I've been noticing a lot of the stuff on the 15-minute chart that I was seeing pretty much in the toward the end of the descending triangle and into the all of the action as we were hitting a 77 bottom, and then a little bit of that reversal, and then the continued action. Bears being in control to me means when I see a small time scale candle with a lot of volume on the downside and very low liquidity to sweep the price back up to where it was before, or even higher than where it dumped, then that kind of signals to me that bears are pulling liquidity, letting buyers sweep up some low liquidity aggregations. pushing the price up easily, and then bears just waiting for consolidation again before they dump their bags. So I've been noticing that a little bit, but I think this could also be definitely a fake out phase, because I remember a lot of that on our way up to 14,000 from breaking through 42 or 43 overhead resistance. So it's very possible that it's time to shift gears, and that's what I've been saying. Like I'm right now, things are starting to feel like they did before Bali, but this could just be a little bit of a fake out phase. So I'm not trading, but I'm certainly willing to switch from a bearish overall position to a bullish, and I think that 200 is going to have a lot to do with that, how we struggle against it.
All right. Yeah, so that's Bitcoin. Like, I wouldn't be trading this environment. Like, it's just, I'd wait for consolidation to end. I'm curious about the S&P 500. Bam! Oh my God, what a monster, dude! You've watched me long enough, Joe. Like, how I've probably been an S&P 500 bull since the first time you've ever seen any of my videos.
Yeah. I think I have to agree with that. I've never known you as anything other than a SPX bull. Um, I and here we are with new all-time highs. I mean, it's been a good call, and and I can't disagree. I think we have like another 3 years or so of bullish action here. I think we went over the 6-month chart, and that's where I think we're going to hit a 9 in Q3, Q4 2023, a 9 sell, and the previous 9s have been really acting quite nicely on the 6-month, and they've correlated with some serious economic events. So I'm looking forward to a few more years of a bullish run here, and then probably the beginning of a bear market, end of the second Trump presidency, assuming he gets elected.
Yeah. All right. I mean, I'm done. I'm ready to like literally pass out. But I'll glance at the live chat. I don't see anything useful.
Yeah, just some props, and some love back to the community here. What's up, Scrooge McDuck? I know I see him in a few of my streams. Just good people, a lot of good people. But yeah, yeah. As far as price is concerned, to close, as far as that closing thought, yeah, I'm neutral until we get really that step in one direction or another. And right now, it's not really. I'm not confident we're going to get that immediately.
All right, so I got a moderator in the chat. Cryptos Chain says it was China. I covered those news on my channel. They will create a state crypto that they mentioned Bitcoin as an example, blockchain tech on national TV. Yeah, but like, what do you mean it was China? I mean, China didn't hack BitMax, right?
No, some people are saying the pump. I think they're trying to say the pump was China.
Oh, the pump.
Yeah, I know that's one narrative that people have been using. That's what I'm saying. I think that there might be multiple external variables that cause that.
Okay, I guess that's possible, but like Bitcoin was mentioned on Chinese national TV back in as early as 2012. I mean that I don't think that really changes it.
Yeah,
well, we'll see.
If mining FUD doesn't change it, then to me, bullish. If Chinese bearish news doesn't change much, then Chinese bullish news isn't going to change much to me. But
if we fall back below the 200-day moving average, that's going to be really, really bad.
Yeah. I mean, every alt is pretty much in a death cross of the long and intermediate term moving averages. Bitcoin's the only one that's been fighting this hard, and I think we've seen the dominance. You've been calling that for a while. I think we've been hovering in the high 60s and low 70s. So I mean, it's I'm still going to assume that this pump could have changed everything. Last time we saw a 25% move was April 2nd and set us up for a parabolic uptrend. So I can't take that off the table. Where a parabolic uptrend from here is going to get nasty. Super bullish. So I mean, maybe I don't think McAfee's keeping his dick, but I think it's possible that we might see some follow through. But again, I don't know where the money's coming from, and I can't blame it on China.
Someone asked me to talk about AMD since I happen to have it opened. It looks amazing to me. It looks bullish as hell. A giant cup and handle here, and CMF looks great. RSI is a little overbought. MACD looks fine. Earnings is coming up, right? Like actually, earnings already passed. Uh, it's a 7 of 9 daily. It will hit a 9. Hopefully, it'll show up in my notification service, and it looks good. Bounced off of a longer term moving average. AMD looks good. Looks like it's going to have a top in a couple of days. The countdown's still looking good. There's no reason not to be bullish AMD. All right, guys. Oh, Starbucks. I saw this in the notification service. Oh, maybe it was the weekly. Yeah. So here's the weekly Starbucks. I mean, it reversed on a 9, and now you have a 9 in the opposite direction. And just wait for a reversal candle. Maybe there'll be some strength on Monday because the markets are closed now. And that's it, guys. I'm sorry, I'm shot. And hey, Joe, thanks for. Someone is saying, should I short AMD? No, of course
I
not.
know you just said you're bullish.
Hmm?
You just said you're bullish.
Well, I'm not bullish yet, but I would be if Monday is showing me strength. Well, like I would never short on a 9. The time to short was on a red 2 going below a red 1 that was preceded by a 9. Like the time to short AMD was back in September here on the weekly chart, and on a daily chart, you got a 13 buy. Like again, wait for a little bit of strength. It probably gonna bounce off right here off of this 200-day moving average. So that I definitely wouldn't short this. Like I said, the time to short was a while back. Here was a nice buying opportunity on a 9. Didn't last very long, unfortunately. But I would have given it a try. And now you have a weekly coming up. Man, guys, come on! You're not. What the
This
hell
reminds
is?
me of poker. You're getting dragged in.
I know. I was like coming home. I went out into the city in Bali. I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna sit here with you crazies till 8 in the morning playing poker. I'm gonna go out and like grab a drink in town. So I go out and grab a drink in town. I'm coming home at 2 in the morning, and I had a choice to make. Do I go into the room where the poker is going on, or do I go to my villa that I left open for people to hang out in because it was going to be empty because I wasn't home? And I'm like, I'll stop by poker. I'll say hi to them. And it was like 2 a.m. I walk in, and guess who? Joe Saz is like, hey, Tone, I'm going to bed. You want to cash me out and take over? I'm like, yeah, sure. I'll play for an hour. Next thing I know, it's 8 in the morning. Yeah, it was insane. We got to do something. We can't have those poker games going on to like 8 in the morning.
Oh no,
every
man.
single night.
That it was probably too much, but I gotta say, like everyone was having so much fun. It was ridiculous. 2 a.m. was a good bedtime for me that particular night, but the other nights there was a lot of we were seeing a lot of sunrises. And yeah, that
Square,
place.
I have no comment. I mean, there's nothing interesting here, and earnings is coming up. It's consolidating. Future Scott asked, Tone, you used to be a DJ. Where can I hear your music? I think I have some cassette tapes at home. I'm not that young, guys. No, I have CDs. I have like a whole slew of CDs. I don't think you could. I don't think I have anything recorded. Talk about BYND. Is that Beyond Meat?
Sounds like it.
I'm actually curious. Oh God. Nobody wants those veggie burgers no more. Wow, how the mighty have fallen.
Damn.
Are the vegans finally starting to? Let me not say the D word. Yeah, this sucks.
Yeah.
This looks like the Bcash chart ready to go to zero. Like there's nothing good about this chart. Like normally I'm a huge fan of let your IPO fall 50% and then just buy into it. But this thing looks like such a disaster. Wow.
Damn.
It's like reaching Bitcoin land pullbacks.
This is
No,
on the
stay
daily
away.
too. This is
Like stay away from this thing, right? Like it just hit a 9. It hit a double 9. It's coming up on a 13 from the first 9. But no, this looks like an utter disaster, man. Like this is terrible. All right, guys. I did look at AMD. Looked at AMD, then I looked at Starbucks. All right. I'm cool. I think Lyft had earnings. I don't know how Uber did. I guess Uber is down on Lyft's earnings. That makes sense. Man, is this stock ever gonna go up? Look at that. It's consolidating. It's got a 9 buy. Maybe finally it'll go from $6. Jesus, these IPOs. All right, man. I'm done. Showing the affiliate codes. If you want to support this work, please check it out. I just added Bybit, and you still have Deribit. They're trying to make it right, returning people their money on a little screw up because they weren't using, proper index. LVL, hopefully I can do an interview with them soon. I think they got a bunch of good things coming up. And eToro as well, and of course TradingView and TorGuard. Please use the affiliate links and Kraken as well. You can support this channel without paying anything. It's better than Patreon, really cheaper for you than Patreon. It's a way to support without paying. I don't know if it gets any better. All right, guys, that's it. I'm done. I time to sleep. I got one more day here in Athens, and then I'm off to Amsterdam and Rotterdam for a few days. And but I don't think I'll have time to hang out. Unfortunately, it's gonna be I have to go there and work with the team for the notification service so we can actually roll that out by end of year. All right, guys. Joe, thanks again for joining.
pleasure.
Thanks for walking me through the exchange stuff, and I'll talk to you all on the next one. Bye, guys.